So welcome guys to Resto Designs, the channel that brings you Mark II, Mark III and now BMW content. In today's video, it's going to be all about the E30 again. And for those of you guys that are maybe new to the channel or first time you actually seen this project, this is a barn find. It's been parked up for about 8 years. It's turbocharged. I think originally the car is actually a 320i SE, it's not an M Sport one, and someone's actually put in an M20 B25 into it. So I'm going to show you guys what this car was like. Obviously it's not in the same condition I bought it in. I've had it for a few weeks now and I've been working on it slowly and kind of getting a few things done. So let me just kind of walk you through what's been done to the car so far. So the first thing I've done was the car actually had 16-inch rotor grid, I think they were. And I was lucky to actually find a set of TSW Hockenheim R's in 17s. I mean, these are not going to be the color. They were originally red. I've sprayed these rattle canned in black just so that they look a bit more, I don't know, not so red, I guess. And yeah, these are quite rare. I've also got the nuts and the caps. I've also got the nice little spanner that comes with it as well, which also comes with a little hook so that you can actually hook the back plate off as well. The car's also got Willwood 4-pot calipers on it, and I've been looking what this kit up, and it actually uses the Golf 280 discs on this. But I do have plans to go bigger brakes, so that'll be potentially in the next video, all going well. Also the arch gap, it's running some kind of shocks and springs, but I've actually got some coilovers as well, which also I can't wait to show you guys what I've got for the front here. Seats, so let's move into the inside. I've taken all the seats out and they're actually over here, the 2 seats. I'm gonna try and put them up on eBay. I don't know who's gonna buy those, but maybe there might be somebody out there that wants some E30 seats. I'm going to put them up at a silly price to get rid of them. Otherwise, I'm taking advantage, I'm just giving it a good vacuum, cleaned it all. Now I've just put that back, and I've noticed actually the seat belt is actually the wrong way around. So that single one should actually be on this side and that on that side. So let me just quickly do that now. So that's another thing to add on to my shopping list of spares. I need to get a rear seat belt. This glue or whatever this is on here doesn't look like it's going to come off. Also, I've also put the original, or a later style steering wheel. I think it's off the convertible. It's in leather as well, 3 spoke, because it came with an OMP, I think it was. It's also got a nice little touch. Someone's actually gone to the bother actually taking off the miles per gallon and wiring this up to read boost. So it's actually got a boost gauge there, which is pretty cool. So as you saw guys, those were the ones that took out the car earlier on in the video, and this is what I'm going to be putting in there. You're probably thinking, what the hell is this? This is a M Sport Recaro seat. I mean, these are worth a fortune. I mean, I know the Mark II stuff is really quite expensive, Recaros and all the rest of it, but these, there is no shortcut. As in, with the Mark II, you can get Mark III ones and all the rest of it. But with this BMW stuff, this E30, ooh, the prices are silly. I sourced these ones with no covers on them, but all good sponges. And they were cheaper than ones that had the levers on them, but the sponges were all kind of eaten up. There was one set on eBay that even had the headrests missing on them, as well as this upper bolster was absolutely destroyed on the driver's side. I've also got myself a set of cheap seat covers to go on, so at least I can, when I'm driving, I'm not going to be sitting on the sponge. I'll have these covers on because these sponges definitely could do with a really good clean at some point. I'm sure when I take them back to Portugal, my trimmer will actually give those a really good clean before we trim them up. Looks all nice and tidy and clean in here at the moment, doesn't it really? And I've also tidied up and actually put the Mega Squirt up there. Also, I noticed I'm missing here the center vent that actually comes out of the heater box to these vents, and then obviously splits it off to the side. So that bit's missing. So that's another thing to add on to my shopping list. Okay, I haven't put these on yet because I'm gonna be running the speaker wires for the 6x9s. So I thought I'll leave those off until the very end. But that means also I can put the glove box on. But before I do that, let's get this driver's seat in the car. Sorted out this bit of trim here, which was missing with the sun visors as well. These little C-pillar trims were missing. The whole boot carpet was missing on both sides. The battery wasn't kind of bolted up properly and the earth terminal was wrong, so I've done all that kind of stuff. Also, I'm going to be using water injection, so I've mounted it up already, pushed the wires through and plumbed it in, and it's in. On the back here, I need to get some 6x9s. I'm thinking Alpine. Something about BMW and Alpine, I think they go together, so get some Alpine speakers. I was also given an Alpine stereo by one of my subscribers, Andrew, thank you very much for that. So I'm going to fit that on at a later date. I still need to get the wiring kit to wire that in. What else can I say about this? Like I said at the beginning, it was originally a 320i. Now it's actually it's a 2.5. I think it's the M20 B25 motor that's in it. Also has a limited slip diff. Has the gearbox changed as well. Has a few things that are done. It's got a Z3 steering rack. So instead of it being 4 point something turns, it's 3 turns lock to lock. This is all changed already in here. Kind of the air filter was just sitting there up against the headlight. It was all damaged and it was only 2.5. So I've gone from a 2.5 to 3 inch now and put it down there. So it's got cold feed. I've also changed, this had so many boost pipes and clips, Jubilee clips. It maybe had, I don't know, 20, I'm not exaggerating, and it was all different sizes and they weren't even swaged, so the boost pipes just would have popped off as well. Also I noticed that this wastegate was also off, the clip had gone, so I ordered a new clip and put that on as well. I've also, as you can see, the leads are all off because I've had a problem with it actually not starting. I had problems, the wiring here was this, that didn't have a plug on the coil. It just literally, they just pushed the wires in and I think one of them had touched, it cut out. But the plugs were all wet as well as the fuel. Obviously, I tried to get away with it, but obviously the fuel was quite old. So what I've done is I've actually drained all the fuel out of it. I'm gonna let the plugs dry, let the cylinders dry for a few days. I might put a little bit of oil in there so that the rings are lubricated again. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna get a chance to actually tap, because I had to order some taps actually for, I didn't have the right size for the air temp sensor. So I'm gonna kind of put that on. And then also the fan switch, had to get a new one. So then I can wire that in as well. I have to solder the wires into the plug and then finish off the wiring that I need to do for the fan. The intercooler had a big eBay jobby which I took off And I had a forge intercooler, which I've mounted up, as well as I put some air ducts, some ABS plastic, so it kind of ducts the air up, because it had a massive gap between this front panel and the intercooler. And I've also meshed it up, and again painted up all the boost pipes. And it's got the minimum amount of boost pipes and clips on here. I've done this side of the fan already. I actually put a VW plug on it here, and figured out which wires are which. So this one is the positive, because obviously the fan works both ways, push and pull, and I need it to be working on the pull, so it pulls the air through the radiator because it's behind it. So I'm just going to solder this on and then put this straight to the starter motor 12, so it's got constant, and then it's the earth that will trigger the fan on. So I actually had to move some of the wires some more to put the glove box on. I tried to put the glove box on, but the latch actually is stuck. It doesn't kind of spring back to open to stay in the latch. So I'm gonna have to return that actually. So unfortunately, I also haven't been able to do the glove box today, but these things happen. I need to also put those on my list actually, the little triangles that fit there, the little trims. Clock on both. It's missing like a little bracket or something that holds this in place, so I need to kind of sort that out as well. Also, I ordered a brand new one in the last video, but I need to actually get the little clips that hold this bit of trim in place. I don't know if anybody knows what the trims are. I got some on eBay thinking these were the right ones, and they looked quite small, but then actually when they arrived, these things are massive. They don't know where do they fit in that there. So that's not going to be a goer. So that's kind of on the hold for the moment until I source something or find something on. And that's it. That's how it stands at the moment. It's kind of, you know, almost there. It does need an MOT still to be done, and a few other little bits and pieces. But also I can't wait to show you guys the brake upgrades, what I'm going to be doing on this, as well as the front coilovers, which are going to be very, very cool, but they'll be in the next video. So guys, this is it for today. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get as much done as I was hoping to get done. If any of you guys have ever done a project car, you know that they kind of put up a battle sometimes and they test you, and this car is testing me. And maybe also because I'm not too familiar with this E30, I'm more of a Golf man. Yeah, it's a learning curve, as well as the car is actually putting up a fight. And now it doesn't run. Hopefully it's not the Mega Squirt due to that dodgy wiring on the coil. Maybe it hasn't blown anything in the ECU. I have plugged a laptop into it. It does seem to be working, and I've checked, I've got spark, I've got fuel, but maybe there's something not quite right here. But anyway, hopefully in the next video, I'll be addressing that. So please subscribe, ding-a-ling-a-ling, click on that notification bell, and be safe.